What's going on, everybody? I am here with Mr.
Hunter Lloyd.
Welcome back to the channel, bro.
Hey, man.
So I missed the Alliance Insight pre-release, sneak peek, how you want to call it.
It's okay.
But you played the best deck in the room.
True.
I would assume the best deck of the format everyone's talking about, and went undefeated with what now?
I went undefeated with Maliss.
Okay.
Maliss.
So any shout-outs before getting to the list?
I appreciate everyone at Prodigy. Gotta shout out Nikolai, of course. It's his channel. What can I say? Gotta shout out to Willie, my lovely girlfriend Nicole. Everyone at Prodigy. So.
Also, congrats! You got a recent top at the Las Vegas 3v3.
I did.
Never did deck profile for, but yeah, congrats, bro.
Thank you.
All right, let's go.
All right, so new card. We got March Hare. So she's like now the Maliss Bestial, right? During either player's main phase, you could reveal her in your hand, banish a Maliss card from either your hand or graveyard to summon her, which is really good in the Maliss strategy, as you all know, with the Bestials. However, she also has the added effect. Instead of special summoning yourself from the banish pile, she targets any Maliss name and adds it back to your hand. So she can also add herself, so lots of variety. It's like a Bestial every turn. One of the best extenders for the deck. Obviously, with the new ban list, all of the names went to 2, but I also play 2 Chesty Cat because you only ever really need 2. These are the 1-card starters, this one isn't. But now, with her, she turns into Pot of Greed, so, you never really hated on Pot of Greed, right?
Free value.
Exactly. So, and then this obviously is full combo by itself, but also the added benefit of drawing 2 cards. So you just make her into a Link 1, it's effective summon, banish her, she summons back, Link 3, you're gaming. Alright. For now, the new extenders that we got 3 of the new backup Adagnister. Please do not mind the ultra rare. We only have 2. My bad. Only 2 are pulled. But she's also really good. She special summons herself by if there's a Cyberse Link monster special summon from the extra deck on the board, that activates. Just so for all of you that are aware, so you can impulse that. You can activate, say, a Solemn Strike or something in response to that. And then on summon, it's a separate effect. She will add any Dark Cybers and then discard a card. So it has a lot of versatility. You can add a Maliss name. You can add the new Wizard at Adagnister. You can add a March Hare. You can add anything in your deck, basically, which is just gives your deck a lot more versatility, playing through hand traps, playing around them, or playing through them. Or even as a starter card, if you normal summon, say, like a hand trap, you can play with this card, and it's full combo. Wizard is a little bit different. He's a pure extender. However, you reveal him, same summoning condition as a backup. If you control a Cyberse monster special from the extra deck, you summon him, and you summon any Dark Cybers from your graveyard. And it doesn't negate the effect. So say like it's next turn, and you summon him, you summon back Dormouse, you can use Dormouse effect, or White Rabbit effect, or Jersey Cat effect, so on and so forth. Very, very powerful card. And then the secret effect that no one tells you is you can banish him from the graveyard to change the battle position of a monster. It actually comes up a lot more than you might think. It especially comes up because you could change the battle position of a defense blizzard monster and then Haggard's Lizard, changing the attack of the monster to, like, say, 900. And you start swinging into the monster. Big value. Did it to a Futsud today. I played 2 Bestials on top of the 3, so 5 monsters that vanish from the graveyard in total. Bestials are Bestials, if you're not playing them, you're not playing Mouse. Good cards. For a non-engine, I play 3 Fua, who is the best boy. What can I say? New change, though, with the format, I also play 3 Perulia. Very, very good cards. So now against Maliss, the card does get a little bit better because obviously you're summoning from your hand with with March Hare, summoning back up. You want to try to stop the draw trees as much as possible, and now the card's more playable than just drawing a singular card and just absurd. It's also really good against the Ryzeal strategy, as we all know. So very good place in the home. And now there's discards, so we're happy with it. 3 Ash, just so we can stop Charmies, but also it's really good against hitting certain names. 3 Droll and Lockbird, my favorite hand trap of the format so far, just because, I like Drolling myself when they charming me, and so I can combo out and then put Droll back in my hand. Very good card. For spell cards, I play 2 of the field spell because it's at 2. But also, we got a new addition. So now, Red Ransom is now a interruption. So now you actually have to be more worried about Red Ransom. This card, you target a face-up monster your opponent controls, banish a Maliss card from either your field or your hand, and imperms it. So now, Red Ransom is now a searchable imperm. The second effect, though, is a lot more important. When it's banished, you target a Maliss card in your graveyard, banish that target, add a card with the same card type, either the monster, spell, or trap. So when you're comboing, you can banish it from from your deck with, say, the field spell, and then you'll go and add March here, for example, and then trigger your Maliss name. Then you're already going to trigger anyway. So big value, big value. Next, to allure, just because you need to have a good ratio of space between non-engine and engine, and so this card almost acts as like a pseudo extender. But you don't want to play 3 because then you have to start cutting back on non-engine slots, and so that's like a big deal.
And there's another pot of greed with
Exactly, it's another
March
pot
Hare.
of greed because you also still need a draw set non-engine. So the other extenders that we play, Terraform from Field Spell's good, Field Spell's a combo. Field Spell without getting the Field Spell. Call by for this call by. Talents for these talents. And then we play AI Meet You. So AI Meet You can reveal any of the Maliss extra deck names, except for obviously Cryptor. You're revealing either Red Ransom or revealing White Binder, whatever one. Usually you try to reveal Red Ransom because you're always summoning her within the combo. Either you're searching under Fua, you're searching Maliss in the mirror, so Imperm, so then turning into your body, so on and so forth. But this card, its purpose is actually to search either Backup or Wizard by revealing those cards. And then the drawback, however, is that you're locked into Cyber's monsters, and if you don't summon the monster you reveal, you take 2,300 damage. You're always summoning Red Ransom, so it's fine, right? So you're not really ever taking 23 unless you get stopped, which then you should lose anyway. Now the spice, though, we're playing DD Designator.
All right.
You know, yeah, this card was nuts all day.
An old school card.
Yes, it is. So this card, basically, you declare one card name. You look at your opponent's hand. Now, looking at your opponent's hand is already crazy, right? Crazy. You know, that's like the reason why Mermaid was crazy. And then if they have that card name that you called in their hand, you banish it. If they don't, you banish a random card in your hand. Now, if we haven't played Malice, we like banishing cards. But usually the cards we're calling is cards like Impulse, Nibiru, Troll and Lockbird, Ash Blossom. Now, yes, it doesn't hit Charmies, but it gives us the knowledge that we need to play around cards as well as the possibility of taking out Interruption. And in my eyes, that card's really good. So they're always usually responding to her either with an Omni Negate or something. So
yeah, you go in first, and well, it's like games 2 and 3 when you already know what you're going against.
Exactly.
And just like all right, I'll call Impulse before
like,
they go
what
into
does my
it.
hand lose to? I lose to this card. Matter of fact, I'll look at your hand.
Yeah.
You know. So,
worst case scenario, I know if you bricked or not too.
Exactly. So you know, if let's say you draw face Fool with me, right? I look at your hand. I see, oh shoot, he doesn't have playable anymore. I'll just make Red Ransom pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need to combo out. Or even, honestly, just make a bunch of bodies. You know, it doesn't matter. But it's versatility, and that's what I like in the deck. I also, trap cards, we have 3 Imperm, and obviously 3 Impulse. Playing a Malice deck, we can play all these cards. This card is insane in this format. Please don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Makes a lot of cards less good, especially. Saw Malice name, saw the Mitsurugi rituals, so on and so forth. And finally, I don't play TB11. TB11 is now irrelevant. Please don't play TB11 in your decks. That card sucks. If you're playing TB11, you're behind. That's the main deck. Yeah, pretty. All right, for the extra deck. So, obviously, we have Cryptor, White Binder, and Ransom. 3 best ones. As usual, you're still always going into this one first, just because this one plays the most under like most cards. Usually you just make White Binder first, just because you need access to 06, but you don't really need access to 06 right now. Especially like under Fua. Grabbing this card is just so much more valuable. Because you'll like Malice in the mirror, banish her, she'll summon back, search the field spell for next turn, banish White Rabbit gets to MPP 07 banishes, searches March Hare, banishes a card. That's like 2 interruptions off getting to the Link 3 alone. That's crazy work. So, on top of getting Soul Charge for the next turn. Crazy.
That's true.
Yeah. For the Link 1, I got Almirage. Reason Almirage is here so you can normal summon a hand trap, and then summon back up out of your hand and full combo. That's all it is. Link Spider for Nib, same concept. You get nibbed, you summon this guy, summon back up, combo. 2 Lingeribo. Reason for 2 Lingeribo, when you're playing into boards, a lot of trap cards, you're obviously going to need the generic Lingeribo, which is this is. But also when you're playing in a board, a lot of people like playing trap cards. So either whether it's Imperm or Impulse, right? Lingeribo can negate and destroy those, or negate and banish those cards, and so there's just a lot of value. 1 Wicked. This is how you play into Detonator. Everything, when she points to a monster, everything she points to in herself cannot be destroyed without our card effects. So very useful against cards like Mitsurugi, Detonator, so on and so forth. But you have to get here first too. Very big value. She's also the way to access backup every single game by banishing a Cybers from the graveyard. Malice cards like to be banished, so very good card. 1 SP, it's SP. Splash, splash. Blizzard, blizzard. IP, it's IP, going to SP. And then I also play Dark. Dark is going to be very good in the upcoming format just because it's for the mirror, it's for Mitsurugi. If he dies, you search a guy. So it's usually March here, honestly, but you know, a lot of value. Final 2 slots are the 2 new big guys, Firewall and Access Code. I don't play normal Access Code just because you don't need them. Crypto's just Access Code in disguise. This guy, usually it's bouncing back hand traps with my hand that I already used. So like say I got Charming, I ashed, adds back. Or if I drolled Mitsurugi or I'd Lancey at the mirror, adds him back. This guy, he summons back 2 2,300 bodies to where he points to, and then he's just an Omni. So usually this is what you're trying to do.
Yeah, normal board state like that's crazy.
Yeah, this is the board state. It's bounce 3 with an Omni, and then 06 is back here in the corner. So when you sack off this, it summons it back and just gets bodies. Good card. And that's the extra deck. And then finally the side deck, right? So side deck, we're going into a very mouse heavy format. You got 3 Chaos Hunter, 2 Meow Meows, 2 Lancia. So the reason why Lancia is like worse than Chaos Hunter, comparatively speaking, if you're playing mirrors and you resolve Lancia, half your interruptions are gone because this banishes, MDP07 banishes,
Lingeribo kind of banishes.
Lingeribo banishes. So like, what are we resolving? You know what I mean? There's nothing here. So, like, you want something when you're drawing cards to do something, but in my eyes, Chaos Hunter's been better because your interruptions still mean something, right? So, that's why. And then Meow Meows is just pure for Meow Meows. For other cards that I play 3 Board Wipes. So this is usually because a lot of people are trying Decided, Strike, Warning, etc. That's what these are for. Nothing else. And then also like Blue Eyes, I guess. Less so. The final cards are the 6 cards I sided going first. First is 3 Judgment. 1 Warning, 1 Strike. Just because it's for the versatility reasons. This one stops cards like Mitsurugi, the Ritual Spell, while Strike doesn't. This one stops.
You can also do it on prayers too.
That is true. You could do it on prayers. You could do it on prayers. You could do it on this card. Oh wait, not this card. Where is it? I swear it's in here. Oh, I guess it's not. Usually, what you want to do it on though is the Link 3s. In the mirrors. So when you strike a Link 3, it's just, you lose so much value for no reason. And so that's like the big reason behind all these. But also, like, it takes, Judgment taking 1-for-1 trades on good cards is just crazy. So that's the reasoning for them. And also, you need to try to set up your Charmies for good cards.
Yeah, you need to take out those 6 or for a good starting 6.
Yeah, so usually you're siding in like a Duster and then like the 5. If it's like against Raziel, against like Malice, you're siding in Chaos Hunter, you're siding in Lancia, and you're siding in these when you go first. And so if you look, that's like 10 cards for the mirror, like going first. And going second, you get like Meows and stuff.
To trade off, yeah.
Exactly, instead of like these. But you get like Fua, and then these. So it's like, that's still 10 cards. It's just a lot of value. Anyway, that's the deck.
Congrats. The deck's already showing out. Mouse is always doing good, but with this buff, there's no way they can't just not
very strong.
BT0 be the best deck in the room.
The deck is very strong, yeah.
So, well, thank you again, and see you at another.